FEMA. Don't forget, your projects are due Monday. Essays are due next Friday, or I guess a week from today, Friday of next week. But your projects due Monday. Can't wait to see them. Get on it. Good day, English 10. This is the end of week 6. It's Mr. Phillips and
Mr. C.
Say hi to Mr. C, everybody. Let's talk about what we did this week. I didn't make a video last week either, so I'll kind of capture the end of week 5, and then we'll do the end of week 6 as well. Here we go. Here we go. See ya. It is the end of week 6. Now, the week before, I was gone for 3 days because I was in a wedding. I did not get married. See? No ring on this finger. But yeah, we had a sub and we finished all of the rest of our, I guess, ancient literature from different countries, or I guess different ancient countries, I should say. So like China and Japan, poetry, and some other readings you guys did when I was not here, and then I didn't make a video because I wasn't in the classroom. But then I came back and now it's Friday, so we're gonna discuss those things in greater detail right now. I started off the week showing this video of Kurt Vonnegut, and he graphs characters when he talks about them and explains them. So let me show you a little bit about what that actually means when I say graphing characters, specifically graphing a character's fortune. So I'm going to fast forward through this a little bit so you can just kind of see the graph he sets up. Okay, well, as you can see, that is the graph. Now at the top, one axis, the vertical axis, you have a G right here for good fortune. And the higher off you are in that graph, the happier life you have, the richer you are, the better luck you have. That's good fortune. Now all the way at the bottom, what he's actually describing now is ill fortune. And ill fortune is the opposite of good fortune. Bad luck, poverty, sickness, just not such a good life down there. Now you want to put your character and start them at a point on that graph every time you graph them. As you can see, the two characters he's already graphed, one starts off average, that's the middle, and then a little bit above average. So, not depressing, not super boring average, but a little bit above. Now the B axis, which runs this way, the B stands for the beginning, and at the end you would write an E, and that stands for the end of the story. So it's like a timeline. And as you can tell from this graph, in any story, your character's fortune will change. So if you see my mouse here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Never mind, you can't see my mouse. But your character will start off, maybe gain fortune, and then lose it, or lose fortune and then gain it, and then usually there's a change that happens too. So that's kind of what I mean by the character fortune. So we graphed a lot of different stories. We graphed Finding Nemo. We graphed your own story. Speaking of your own story, the assignment that we worked on this week, we'll work on next week and the week after, very important, your short story, your own personal short story. Now, you're working in groups, so each person will write one chapter. However, a couple people wanted to write their own stories. So if you're out of class or you don't want to work in a group, that's totally fine. You will just have to still have the same amount of detail, not the same length, because some people's chapters, if there's a group of 5, will be 10 pages. Yours still can be 2 pages, but I will check that it actually follows a character graph and it actually completes a full story. Then we got some more, I guess, inspiration from other stories. One of them was called Backback the Sultan's Jester. We talked about a moral. What is a moral? It's a lesson. So your story must have a moral, some sort of lesson that can be derived from your story. Something that, what is right, essentially, is what a moral talks about. And then we watched the story of the 3 brothers, and we talked about what is didactic. It's intended to teach. So your story not only has a moral, but it's intended to teach that moral. So you want to write it in that way. So parents, if you're wondering what your student can do, One, create a character, follow your main character, plot out its your character's storyline, as it were. You can watch that Kurt Vonnegut video. I'll link the description right below this video so you can kind of watch that. But also, think through the moral of the story. What lesson are you going to teach us as a class as we hear your story eventually at the end? So that's what you can do if you missed this week. We'll work on that next week as well. But if you've been out, I hope that you'll be back. That's all I have for today and this week. Hopefully, I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Think about stories and cue the music.